What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. You got Wax My Tag coming back inside your eye, and I'm talking about the newest episode of MasterChef Junior, right? I am a fan of the MasterChef show. Either way, I love cooking. It's what it's all about. So we're seeing the Final Four compete, right? And I've always thought it was kind of fishy a little bit because these kids are a little too learned at the dishes that they're making. I don't know. I just have some doubts, like it takes years and years to master cooking. More power to these kids if they're actually coming up with these things on the fly. But we saw the Final Four, try to cook soft-boiled eggs, right? And I would have failed at that miserably because apparently you're supposed to put them in cold water and then bring them up for like 7 minutes. And everybody decided to just try and cook them a little bit less than a hard-boiled egg, and that wasn't the trick to it. I was a little bit surprised about that. Hard thing to do. But you end up seeing Troy, right? The little blonde-headed kid. He's been winning, knocking down every single competition, doing his thing. Only real competition there's been for Alexander out there, He has won the advantage of picking out the types of chicken parts they will be using, right? And for himself, he picks the thigh. For Alexander, he decides to give him the chicken liver. And for Dara, she gets the chicken wings, and Jack, he is stuck with the chicken breast, which was the easiest one to cook. And everybody had their different styles when they went to the elimination challenge, and I feel bad for them. Like it sucks that all that pressure is being put on those kids. But you gotta see Troy. He goes out there and tries to make like a Parmesan sorts, like some chicken on top of noodles, and he uses the thigh, right? And it was a real gamble that he tried that. He really was pushing his time on it. And it was almost as if Joe tried to even give him a hint saying, you need to cook your chicken longer, but he didn't heed his warning. So we go on, and we see Jack. He was making a branzino, and I have no idea how that is to be done because it involves wrapping it, like the chicken breast, in some sort of paper, and I like some sort of saran wrap, and that is just beyond my cooking abilities. I don't know exactly how that technique is, but that kid's crazy. He should have won for that right there. Then we see Dara. She ends up like cleaning the chicken wings pretty well, frying them, and then plating them pretty extensively. Well, I thought it was a good idea, but the amount of skill, she painted a good picture with the wings, but the amount of skill that went into the wings, it didn't seem all there to me. Then it came down to Alexander. He just made some bread and then cut up some chicken livers. And I thought that was way too simple, because all he did was throw a little garnish in there, fried up some chicken livers. That's not the hardest thing to do in the world. It just sounds more intimidating than it actually is. It makes me think that the show almost set it up for someone else to win, and like they wanted to paint the picture that the chicken livers were the hardest thing to cook, even though they weren't. It was crazy though. They came down to the finals. You got to see Troy. His dish was undercooked. His thigh was unedible, and that was just like a crushing blow because they couldn't even try to like eat it. And that was like the meanest that they've been. It was just like, I'm sorry, but this sucks. And he lost it right there. Because he knew as soon as they cut up in that chicken that he was going home because of it. You got to cook it for 20 minutes, not just 7, Troy. But you move on, and you got to see. Yeah, Jack, his problem was his chicken was a little dry. It was falling apart a little bit. He must have missed some technical aspects to it. It must have been in the searing process. But the final two that we're going to see into the finals are Alexander, right? No surprise, everybody thought that he was going to be up in the top. It's just like it was destined for him to be there. And then, wouldn't you know it, there would be a girl finalist. So a boy and girl finalist. I mean, kind of a little suspicious. I think so. What are the odds that it was a boy and a girl and not a girl and a girl and a boy and a boy? Like, they painted a perfect season. They decided who was in the finals, and Dara's in there, and she is going to win the baking portion of it. She's going to have to do a dessert, a 3-course meal, and of course she's better at desserts. She's going to win that, but Alexander might take it home with the other two. But I would be surprised if Dara won, but she will win the desserts. It'll be interesting to see. So that was the semifinals, guys. I just thought I'd make a quick video about that, talk about it, get fired up for next week because it's going to happen. It's going to go down, and we're going to see who the first American MasterChef Junior is. It's going to be pretty epic. So, guys, check it out if you like it. Rate, comment, subscribe to increase your intelligence. This is where you increase your IQ by subscribing. You're getting the best videos on the internet. They're right here. Guys, keep it easy and stay locked. Peace.